Jungkook smirks and leans against the wall, admiring his beautiful wife, Wine, who was getting ready for a family dinner. J.K. Someone is planning to spice up the night today. Smirks and embraced her in his arms and rested his chin on her shoulder. Wine chuckled and wrapped her arms around his. Wine, you like the dress. J.K. Like, sweetheart, I loved it, but I better like you without this, whispered seductively when she blushed hard and turned to face him. He smiles and pulls her closer enough. J.K. She better stay close to me. I don't want anyone even laying their sinful eyes on my angel. Wine smiles when he kissed her forehead, marking his territory. He pulled out a box revealing diamond bracelet when Wine gasped. Wine, how do you? JK, do you really think I didn't notice how you were admiring this bracelet when we were buying gifts for my family at the jewelry shop? Wine Cook, speechless. He smiles and brings her hand to his lips, gently kissing her knuckles. JK, you deserve the entire world. Fastens the bracelet on her wrist. See, this was made for you. Wine smiles and hugs him. Wine, this is so beautiful. JK, not more than my wife. Wine blushes and scrunches her nose. JK, by the way, did I tell you that you look quite edible in this dress, and we should skip the dinner and go for dessert direct. Gives her a gentle squeeze. She turned entire red and pushed him playfully. Wine, stop. JK chuckles and grins mischievously, knowing what effect he leaves on her. JK, what? Let me misbehave a little before behaving. Wine chuckles and squirms when he pulled her again into his arms, not in the mood of letting her go anytime soon. He nuzzled into her neck and kissed her pulse point, making a shiver run down her spine. A gasp escaped. When he smirks and continues to mark her with his little kisses. She closed her eyes trying to resist but couldn't. When she opened her eyes, he was about to kiss her, but she placed her hand on his lips, indicating not to. He frowned and raised his eyebrows. Wine, I just applied the perfect shade of lipstick. He smiles and kisses the palm of her hand, which was resting on his mouth. JK, alright, I'll behave for now, but can't promise to stay in limits later. She smiles and gives him a gentle peck. Wine, now let's get going before. You get out of limits. JK chuckles heartily and places his hand on her lower back and guides her outside. Everyone was sitting in the living room after dinner having little talks and chit-chat when Wine was helping her mother-in-law in distributing the dessert. Jungkook had his eyes on her most of the time when he noticed his aunt Martha was looking at her with. Narrowed eyes. He cleared his throat and ignored her but kept his eyes firm. When Wine came and settled beside him holding the dessert plate to him, when he smiles and takes the spoon feeding her the first bite, she smiles and gladly accepts it. His mother smiled and admired the young couple and gave sweet compliments, making Wine blush and him smile proudly. When his dad spoke, "Indeed, a son's choice is the best, but son, now I guess it's the time we should have our little grandkids." Running around our house. Jungkook smirks, noticing Wine blushing and looking away, trying to avoid eye contact. He leans in and whispers to her gently, caressing her knuckle. "JK, sweet, you're making things difficult by blushing mess." She glared at him when he grins. His aunt, who seemed jealous and bitter lady, gave a snarky comment, making his eyes go darken. "There's my nephew, always so impulsive when it comes to women." Her words are laced with a hint of disapproval, implying that Jungkook rushed into marriage with you without thinking things through. Jungkook, you know better than to let your heart rule your head. Everyone in the room goes silent. "JK, I must say you have sharp eyes, aunt. To see Wine is the one to tame me. After all, she is the only woman who..." "Managed to rule my heart and head." He pulled you onto his lap when your eyes widened and looked at him. He gave your waist a gentle squeeze, indicating to relax, as he knows what he's doing. His reply was filled with sarcasm as he backfires her. His aunt got furious and rolled her eyes and looked at his parent when she looked the other way, as they didn't approve of her tone and rudeness too. The lady got up, flaring in anger. Jungkook smirks. She was about to leave when Jungkook spoke. "JK, shut the door well." His aunt glared at them and left when Vine looked at Jungkook. He blinked his eyes, indicating it was alright. When his mother spoke, "You guys don't worry about her, she will be fine. It's her nature." Vine came out of the washroom freshening up, only to see him working on his laptop when he looked at her and smiled. He placed his laptop away and extended his hand towards her, indicating to come to him when she did, and sat on his lap comfortably. He gently kissed her waist. "JK, what's on your mind, Amor?" "Wine, just what your aunt said earlier." He realized and cuts her mid sentence. "JK, it absolutely doesn't matter what she thinks or say about us. Her thoughts meant nothing to us." "JK, and besides that, we both know she's just jealous of the fact that finally there's someone who's successful to tame me, and it's you. Pay her no mind. Let's just focus on us and about what my dad said earlier." She reflected and redness took over her. She blushes. And about to get up when he caged her, securing his arms. "JK, oh, no, no, you're not escaping." He smiled and rested his chin on her shoulder when she melted into his touch. "JK, I have been keeping a secret from you." She frowns and looks at him. "Wine, what is it? Tell me." Curious. "JK, maybe some other time." Teasing her. "Wine, no book, tell me now." He chuckles and takes her hand in his. "JK, the secret is that I instantly knew you were mine the first time I saw you." Kisses her knuckles. Wine tried not to blush and rolled her eyes pretending to be annoyed. Wine, seriously, I thought it was something more useful, but usual. Jungkook mocked offended. JK, and here I thought you loved me. Wine chuckled and cupped his cheeks. Wine, my dramatic king. Jungkook smiles and kisses her forehead before hugging her and nuzzling into her neck, kissing her all soft spot. JK, mine, whispers possessively marking his territory.